I know, it's crazy. I'm wearing shirts now.
Hey, Marvel fans, Ryan Panagos, aka Agent M, here with the VFX supervisor of Marvel Studios Avengers Endgame, Dan DeLue. How you doing, Dan?
Good, how are you?
Very well. I would love to talk about the Hulk. One of my favorite reveals in the movie is when we see the new Smart Hulk. He's very classy, he's got great fashion sense, wonderful glasses. Where did you and the team start to look at developing this new look for Hulk?
Well, we started with a couple different ways. We had, there's kind of the look dev. They started kind of experimenting with different ideas. How much Ruffalo, how much Hulk. And so it was making sure that we could have just enough of Ruffalo there that you'd believe him as a character and help us to bring that character to life by what we could do with bringing the animation into it and the motion capture into it.
Mark doing the motion capture, and it seems like he's just having a ball. He's like ad-libbing, and even like he's dabbing.
Yep.
What is that like for you as someone who's creating all this and being able to express this amazing CGI character with someone like Mark?
It's that partnership, I think, is key when you get someone of the caliber of Mark Ruffalo. He can bring so much because he knows the character's journey through the films. You know how brilliant of an actor he is, and then suddenly he's bringing that to you. And then for the visual effects side of it, you want to be in a place that you have the artistry and the technology at a place that can actually incorporate that into the final visual effect. His face is so elastic, and his big cheeks, it's like you need to be able to get all of that. And kind of one, to get you out of the uncanny valley, and two, just to make realize that it's Mark. And kind of some of the first tests we did, and when we finally got all the software working, it's like magic. You've got him in the diner, and there's this one shot that's my favorite shot in the film where he's like, Hulk's there eating a giant stack of pancakes and eggs, and you've actually got the digital character, talking with his mouth full of food. It's hard enough to get the lip sync to work correctly, but suddenly he's actually, around the food, and it's like, oh my God, it's working. This is amazing.
I love that diner scene. As I was rewatching, actually, where Mark is in the suit, in the motion capture suit, I just got fascinated with the fact that there was an actual crepe, and then you watch the final version, and then there's this digital crepe and Hulk's hand, and I just find it fascinating of how you and the team put Hulk in this scene with all these other characters and how this all comes together.
The key to all this, making all this work, the biggest thing you can do is make the actor comfortable on set. They're in this giant helmet with a camera on the front of it and this crazy outfit that we use to be able to track it with cameras without. A lot of times people will try to do that just in like a motion capture volume that's separate from set. And if you can, you want to be able to put them on set with their other actors so they can listen to each other and play off each other. And then you give them things like the crepes and the sausages so that they can actually feel like they're that character in the scene. So, it's a way to keep the scene from becoming sterile, because a lot of times with visual effects, when you just got a giant blue screen out there, it's kind of will take the actors out of it.
I want to talk about the taco scene. One, the internet loves them, that Hulk giving tacos to Scott scene. I think it is wonderful, it's so sweet, and when you talk about, Mark taking Hulk on this journey and the character and the way he's developed, I also am just fascinated by this massive CGI character handing these tiny little tacos. I assume that was all VFX.
Yeah, it was all VFX. We had, Mark on set, and he had real tacos that he could hand to Paul. Sometimes you'll get lucky and you can keep the real tacos. Sometimes you can't. With the case with Hulk, his hand's so much bigger than Mark, we ended up replacing them, and it ended up being this really sweet moment.
When we're talking about the way that the Hulk has evolved, now we see our Hulk going back to the Battle of New York and seeing his more aggressive side out. How do you, as the VFX team, work with Mark to actually express the sort of reluctant Hulk?
If you look at the different films, you go from the first Avengers to Ultron to Ragnarok, the Hulk model changed throughout the films. And so because we were traveling back in time, we actually just went back and resurrected the actual sculpt of Hulk from the first Avengers and started with that. And then when we started with Smart Hulk, we knew he was going to be, because of the merging of Banner and Hulk, he'd be a little bit smaller, right? So the Hulk himself, he's about 8'5". He'll slouch a little bit. If you compare him to Thanos, he's actually taller than Thanos, except when he slouches. So he's a little shorter than Thanos. So we made him about 7'5". So we used the proportions from the first Avengers and then kind of started manipulating from there. and kind of putting some more of Banner's humanity into the Hulk, into a sculpt. When we got the first kind of turntables back and on his face, you captured Mark, you captured his face. And then when everybody saw it, they all thought, well, he's really handsome, you know. And it was like, and we kept getting it. So it's like, you know, Hulk's got game. Amy's going to go on dates over the 5 years.
I imagine that you have a computer that is just like Hulk, and you have sliders for like, you know, making him smaller, making him larger, like more handsome, more handsome, more handsome. And he's like, you know, hearts all around him, and everybody's like, woo. I want that computer. I love all those little details, and I'm sure we're going to see tons more when Marvel Studios Avengers Endgame hits digital and Blu-ray. Thanks so much for being here, Dan.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.